Can we do it sitting? Oh, well. Real life, I was in a meeting.
Yes.
Ooh, can I do it then too?
Good evening. We do not have a member of the Minister Alliance here this evening, so please stand with me for a moment of silence. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I call the April 19th, 2021 Board of Aldermen meeting to order. City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Jeremy Taylor.
Here.
Brandy Carroll.
Here.
Jim Shrout.
Here.
Brett Alexander.
Present.
Kelly Netto.
Here.
Kim Vickers. And Dana Webb.
Here. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is new business deletions or continuances to the agenda. We do not have any of those at this time. Do we have public comments? Do we have any tonight?
No, we do not.
The next item is public comments. We do not have any, so we will move on. Next item is the consent agenda. These items are considered on the consent agenda so that members of the Board of Aldermen by unanimous consent can designate routine items to be approved by one motion. Tonight, we have 4 items on the consent agenda. Approval of the April 5th, 2021 Board of Aldermen meeting minutes, expenditures through April 15th, 2021, March 2021 financial statement, and the sales tax report. Do I have?
Motion that we approve the consent agenda?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is unfinished business. Tonight, we have unfinished business regarding the approval of the results from the April 6, 2021 election. So I'm looking for a motion to approve those results.
I make a motion we approve the results from the election?
Very good.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the results from the April 6, 2021 election. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is new business. Tonight, we have the swearing in of the newly elected officials. Kathy?
You guys.
Kim is not here this evening. Kim is not here this evening. She will be sworn in at the next meeting. What's that?
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Kelly Netto,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess all the qualifications
that I possess all of the qualifications
of the office of State Your Office
of the office of Alderman Ward 2
of the City of Oak Grove,
of the city of Oak Grove,
that I will faithfully perform the duties
that I will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of
Alderman Ward 2
in accordance with the laws of the state of Missouri
in accordance with the laws of the state of Missouri
and the ordinances of the City of Oak Grove,
and the ordinances of the city of Oak Grove,
and that I will honorably demean myself while in office.
and that I will honorably demean myself while in office.
Yes, you may clap. Welcome, ladies. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding electing a mayor pro tem to the Board of Aldermen. So we do this yearly. We do it at the election time. We elect a new mayor pro tem. Jeremy Taylor is the one right now. So tonight, we're going to elect a new one. And it's pretty scientific here. I'm
Okay.
going to hand you a piece of paper.
Okay,
And you guys are going to write who you want on there. Then you're going to pass that back to me, and I'll tell you who that person is. You need a pen?
Yeah, sorry, thanks.
does anybody need a pen?
Everybody needs a pen. Didn't think about pens.
That's
No, I
my
didn't
pen,
think-
that's my favorite pen.
You don't have to give an explanation, just the name.
Oh, sorry. Did we just do this?
We do it
Yeah.
every year.
Oh, around, oh,
You do it every year after election.
We did it last year, but it was late because
oh,
the
that's
election.
why.
was-
Yeah.
I feel like it was
So
super recently.
election was June last year. All right, so here's the vote. 1 vote Brandy Carroll. Are you keeping track of this for me? 1 vote Brad. 1 vote Jeremy Taylor. 2 votes Jeremy Taylor. 3 votes Jeremy Taylor. So it's 3 to 1-1. Jeremy Taylor, you are continuing as the mayor pro tem. Congratulations. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the mayoral appointment of Jeremy Taylor as the board liaison of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Once again, each year after election time, we put our liaisons back on. I communicated with the ones that we already have and just reappointing them. So I'm asking for a motion here to put Jeremy Taylor back on that Planning and Zoning.
I make a motion that we put Jeremy Taylor back on planning and zoning as the board liaison.
Second?
I have a motion and a second for Jeremy Taylor as board liaison of planning and zoning. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next thing's not about you. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the mayoral appointment of Kelly Neto as board liaison to the park board. Same thing. So moved. I have a motion and a second for Kelly to remain as a board liaison to the park board. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the mayoral appointment of Brandy Carroll as a board liaison to the tree board.
Motion to approve?
Second?
I have a motion and a second to approve Brandy as the board liaison to the tree board. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration. This is regarding the Board of Appeals, so I would like to tell you guys a little bit something here. So Matt Randall, our city administrator, has done an outstanding job reviewing our boards for the city. And he continues to find different boards that we need for our city. And one of those, most recently, was the Board of Appeals. The Board of Appeals, just so you know, is responsible to hear appeals from any person who disagrees with building officials' interpretation or application of building codes. It's actually a lot longer, but that's how it is in a nutshell. So those people do not have to live in the city of Oak Grove, but they're required, some of the requirements are architects, engineers, and so on. So tonight, we have 5 people, 2 of them are in the audience, and I'm asking for your approval for the mayoral appointment for Board of Appeals for Kirby Thomas, Ryan Lawson, Joe Crockett, Debbie Allman, and David Brumley to the Board of Appeals.
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion and a second for all of the ones that I mentioned to be added to the Board of Appeals. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. David,
I was like, can you point him out?
yeah,
yes.
David, please stand, and Ryan, please stand. Thank you. Thank you all for volunteering to serve. We really appreciate it.
Yes,
And
thank you.
all of you for coming back on as liaisons. All right, the next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the approval of the proposed application for a site plan and design review for the current structure at 2000 South Broadway, Oak Grove, Missouri, Lone Oak Lawn Medic Incorporated. Mr. Randall, do you have a report?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Lone Oak Lawn Medics is proposing a second phase of building renovations. Primarily, they would be replacing the conventional R-panel exterior finish with an updated energy-efficient stucco-like metal panel, as well as adding 3 garage doors. The applicant has provided samples, which I will pass out.
Okay. Which side will be?
Either.
Either, it's just showing that, okay.
That's cool.
That looks nice.
I like
Careful,
new
it's kinda
stuff.
sharp. Okay, thank you. Oh, okay.
The property is currently zoned C2 and was granted a conditional use permit for a lawn care business at that location. That was approved for a 3-year period on February 3rd of 2020 by the Board of Aldermen. The first phase, which has already been completed, included interior demo and remodel, the addition of 1 garage door on the south exterior, parking lot improvements, painting of the exterior, sidewalk repair and improvements. Phase 2 of the proposed improvements, which is before the board tonight, would include improvements to the north and south elevations with that stucco like panel material. On the east elevation, that would include the panels as well, and the addition of 3 garage doors. The applicant has provided a graphical video here that would show what that improvements would look like if approved. So as you can see from the video and as well as the materials in front of you, primarily the updates and renovation to this project at this point would be the addition of the 3 garage doors along the front, as well as the stucco-like metal panels. Staff believes that these improvements meet the overall requirements and intent of the UDC. However, because it is a metal panel covered in stucco, that type of material does need to be approved by both the Planning Commission and the Board of Aldermen as part of the site plan and design review process. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that the board may have.
Can you get everyone who comes to us with new site plans to do a video like that?
I know.
Yeah, I will say the owner, Steve Richards, is in the audience tonight if you have any questions for him. And he did go, I would say, above and beyond providing information
Yeah.
as well as the architectural design, the video, and the samples that he's brought in.
Yeah.
Would like to
yeah.
thank him for doing that.
Yes, thank you. Sometimes it's hard to picture something, especially when you're not in the architectural world, so that's very, very helpful.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the proposed application for the site plan and design for the 2000 South Broadway, Oak Grove, Lone Oak Lawn Medic Incorporated. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a request from Megan Timothy Oak Grove Chiropractic to hold a 2.2 run walk on November 14th, 2021 to raise awareness and support for a local veteran and first responder nonprofit organization, Fallen Outdoors. Who has that report? You do?
Megan is here if she wants to maybe explain it a
That'd be
little
great.
bit better
Megan, can
to
you
us.
come up to the microphone? We know your name now. You don't have to state it.
Yeah, so Dr. Vanderkly, who is here with me tonight, we have been treating the community of Oak Grove and its surrounding communities for the last 2.5 years. And over that time, we became an approved vendor with the VA, and we started seeing huge gaps in veterans care. So we have these veterans who they're serving our country, and they're coming back, and they're not exactly receiving the physical and mental support, not only from the people in their community, but from the VA and other organizations. And so we hear these stories day in and day out, and it's kind of become really near and dear to our hearts. And so we decided what better way to really bring attention to this huge gap and what is the word I'm looking for? This huge need within our community in revolving around mental health, which our country has seen a huge intake in the crisis of mental health this year. What better way to bring attention to that by hosting a run? And the number 2.2 is extremely significant because there are 22 veterans and first responders who commit suicide every day. So that is why this run is at that length. And there's only one other run like this in the country. It's actually hosted in California. So we're really looking to bring not just Oak Grove, but the VA, the VFW, American Legion. I've already spoken with the Air National Guard about hosting a flyover at the event, Reserve Panther Stadium, and Darren Selke was more than happy to help organize that. So it is something that we're looking to bring all of the community to get together to really raise awareness and bring attention to our veterans and our first responders.
Nice, thank you.
You're welcome.
You can stay there for a moment. Do any of you have any questions for Megan?
I actually do have a question. One, thank you for speaking through that. The Fallen Outdoors, is that a new nonprofit that you guys are working on creating, or is that an established nonprofit?
That's
you're
an
working on?
established
Okay,
nonprofit.
working with.
They're actually nationwide, but they do have a local Kansas City chapter. I've been in contact with Bobby Cole through Fallen Outdoors. There is another organization that I've been speaking with as well. It's called Second Chance Outdoors. So same concept. Second Chance Outdoors focuses more towards veterans and first responders. Fallen Outdoors is mainly veterans based. So we are looking to partner with both of those organizations to help bring attention to both of those demographics, not just veterans, because it is so prevalent within our first responders, as well as, we were speaking with some of the officers at our youth self-defense night just this past Friday and hearing some of their stories, as well as Nye Valley Fire stories. And we just see that huge gap, and what they really need is support.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Any other questions for Megan?
Sorry, I have another question.
Yeah, no, go ahead. That's what she said.
Sorry.
You're okay.
Hopefully COVID will be gone by that time.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Assuming it's not, you're prepared with the social distancing and things like that, like we'll all meet in
Yes.
requirements of Jackson County.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this event will actually be my 7th event that I'm organizing for the city of Oak Grove or companies within Oak Grove. So I've become very well versed in Jackson County social distancing and gathering protocols. So we will make sure we follow all those guidelines if they are still in act. Yes.
Do you have November 14th could be rain, snow, or ice. Do you have a makeup date, or are you just going to wait?
We're going to wait and see.
Okay.
I've talked to Darren, and he said if that's something we need to push the event back, obviously the further we go into winter, the more likely it is to be more snowy.
Right.
That date is significant because it is the Sunday following Veterans Day. So we know a lot of people do sign up for like the turkey trot and things around Thanksgiving, so hoping that the weather won't really put a hindrance on that.
Okay, thank you.
I have no further questions.
So if there's no further questions, I'm looking for a motion to approve it.
I make a
I'll move.
motion, we approve the 2.2 mile run walk hosted by the Oak Grove Chiropractic.
I guess, can I stop for a minute? I guess we should ask Chief, though, will the outline of everything, or have you already given it to Chief?
We spoke about it briefly, and I do not think that it will be insurmountable. In fact, it's a short enough course that she has it laid out very well within the neighborhood areas surrounding the school. So I don't think it'll be a problem whatsoever.
Okay. Sorry about that, Kelly.
That's okay.
So we have a motion and a second to approve the run walk on November 14th, 2021. Any discussion?
Excuse me.
Yes.
I'm not sure who made the second.
Oh, Brandy, you made the
I
motion, right?
said so moved,
Oh,
and she
sorry.
did too, so I'll second.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, they both said so. Okay, so a first and a second?
just pick one.
Yeah. Any discussion?
I would just like to
Oh,
add, thank you
wait.
for recognizing this often overlooked need in our society.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Do we know what time the race will start?
So we're looking at a 9 a.m. with, it's going to be dependent upon what time we can get back from the Air National Guard flyover. They do use those for flight training hours, so we have to kind of be flexible with their time frame. I'd like to have everything kicked off no later than 9 o'clock. Mayor Webb, I will be reaching out to you to hopefully have you as a speaker at the run, as well as a few other organizations. It is like a vision of mine to have all the first responders and veterans on the field sorted by military branch so they can all receive recognition and applause at the event. I think that that would be a really great thing for morale and recognition. So the run would probably kick off around 9 or 9:30 following that event.
Just
One-
to,
go
just so
ahead.
everybody's aware, chances are there'll be a tournament, so typically with the runs, as long as you provide the staffing to help with the tournament through the Webb Park, or the race through Webb Park. We have tournaments all the way into November, so.
Oh, okay.
And it's always usually in November, it's a Saturday shootout, so people aren't there very long, and 9 o'clock's a good time, because it's an odd hour, so.
Yeah.
Just
the-
want everybody to be aware.
That is also why Darren had us reschedule from a Saturday to a Sunday.
Oh, it's a Sunday. Okay,
Yes,
good.
it's a Sunday,
Okay,
because he
thanks.
was worried about not only the football schedule, but with the soccer tournament schedule as
Yeah,
well.
okay.
As you get closer with all the details, just email it to whoever,
Oh,
and then we'll send it
absolutely.
to all of us, and then all staff that's affected. That'd be
Perfect.
great. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you, all of you.
We have not voted on it yet, though. So we're at discussion. Brad made the comment, then Scott said something. Now, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Good job, that was a nice, long discussion. The next item on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding the lease of a new mailing machine for the city. Kathy?
Our current lease on our mailing machine is up, and so we were looking at replacing it and getting a new lease. In doing so, in 2022, they're going to, I don't know, the post office, the machine, the kind of machine we have now is not compatible with what they're changing. So this is just a little step up. And as you'll see here, we'll be paying, I don't know, $7 a month more on the lease for the next 5 years. But we'll get the most up-to-date machine.
Same amount of machines everywhere?
Yeah, we just have one mail machine for all of the city, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the lease on the new mailing machine. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next item is information reports. Matt, do you have a report?
No report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Chris, do you have a report? No report. Thank you. Mark, do you have a report?
Yes, as I'm sure everybody is aware, there's a winter weather advisory that starts at 10 p.m. this evening and goes till noon tomorrow for possibly 1 to 3 inches of snow. I'd advise everybody that is in the morning commute to leave early and slow down and take it easy.
Thank you. I'm just glad you're here. Chief, do you have a report?
You know, if I may comment about the good work of the men and women in regards to the health or the weight loss challenge we had. We ended that, and the department or the 14 members that participated lost over 100 pounds. And I was really wanting them, you know, I have to still kind of preach that the NIH, 2 pounds a week is what you need to do safely. But I did have a couple gentlemen lose 16 and 18 pounds respectively, and just to have that extra 100 pounds off is just the first step to getting all of us back into shape and ready for the summer and to continue in a healthy habit. So, thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, amazing, congratulations.
Tom, do you have a report?
Sure. Regarding the weather winter advisory, we don't anticipate, we're not going to do any pre-treatment because we anticipate rain before and it'll wash off our pre-treatment, but we are prepared for anything Mother Nature will throw at us, so
Okay,
that's it.
thank you. Kathy, you have a report?
Not sure if you were going to mention this, but we just found out this afternoon, Tuesday and Thursday, in the City Hall parking lot, HCC will be doing drive-through COVID vaccinations. Tuesday is 1 to 7, and Thursday will be 7 to 1. And there is a link on our Facebook page that they could go on. They can make an appointment if they want, or they could do a drive-through.
Thank you.
And that's open for any age? I mean,
18 and over.
18 and over, okay.
Yeah.
Scott?
Just a couple things. April 30th will be the tree seedling handout day by the Park Board and Tree Board. That will be at Davis Center start at 5 p.m. We will have pre-registration on the park's website, so if you want to guarantee yourself a tree, pre-register. You can still show up the day of, and if we have some available after the pre-registration, we'll hand those out. We have 600 trees to hand out. I don't have all the list of those types yet, but we'll at least have 600 seedlings, I should say, to hand out. In addition to the tree board, they will meet April 26th, the Monday before, at 7 p.m. here, and we can discuss the tree handout. So if you got something you want to discuss or have an idea, we'll welcome to it then. And then we are currently taking necessary steps for the Celebration of Freedom 4th of July event. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, please don't hesitate to let us know. That's all I have.
Thank you. Kelly, do you have a report?
I first want to say thank you to everyone who has stepped up in some way to be appointed to a board or refilling our spots as liaisons. As I always say, it's wonderful when you have people step up and to do these things. Remind everyone to be safe tonight, and that is all I have tonight.
Thank you. Tim?
No report.
Jeremy?
No report.
Brandy?
I just wanted to say Oak Grove Chiropractic did a nice job over the weekend. They had a Protect the Panther for like little kids. And so all 4 of my kids attended, and the police department had plenty of volunteers, the fire department. They just did some like safety training, CPR stuff, like life-saving techniques. But I mean, for them to take their time out to do that, like it was a free event. It was neat. The kids got little treat bags, and it was just, they loved it. It was just really a great outreach that you did for the community, so thank you.
I don't have no report, but I think the chief just remembered something he missed.
Okay, back to you.
Ma'am, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
If I may remind people of the drug take back next Saturday, April 24th, from 10 to 2 in the front lot. That would be for all over-the-counter and prescription medications you need to get rid of. We would ask only no inhalers and no syringes in that. But it's a great event to get the meds out of our house that are no longer used, and we need to get them off the street. Thank you.
Anybody else forget something? Brad, you said no, you didn't have anything?
No report.
All right. Kathy, thank you. That was on my list to talk about that. I had the times wrong, so I'm glad you did it instead of me. My thank you for all of the people that are stepping up for liaisons again and the Board of Appeals. It's very important to fill these, and I thank you for everyone's time. And then my only other thing is, I would like to, just as we do when we have joint road or public works meetings and things like that, I'd like to have the Board of Aldermen and Women have a joint meeting with the Park Board and Park Board staff. So we can, just like other cities, how you have the joint boards meet together. And so I'd like to direct city staff to set that up for sometime in May. And we can visit back at that meeting from our strategic planning placemat, and then also just some other things that we can discuss during that time. So can I have Mr. Randall handle that? And then does the board have any questions about that? Good? Okay. All right. That's it for me. Yeah, I need a motion for the executive session, please.
Make a motion, we adjourn into executive session under 610.021, 1, 2, 3, 9, and 12.
Second.
have a motion to adjourn to executive session. City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Jeremy Taylor,
Yes.
Brandy Carroll,
Yes.
Jim Shrout,
Yes.
Brett Alexander,
Yes.
Kelly Neto.
Yes.